her down. This is the L2C Media Network. And live from our studios in Jackson at the Fred Mount Sports Desk, this is Sports Final with Steve the Baxman Baxley. Sports Final is sponsored in part by the L2C Media Network. I'm Harry von Stuttgart, as if you need mentioning. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Oh, that's the intro that's the intro you guys do for Last Call Cafe on Spreaker. Here's Steve. All right, thank you very much. Hello, producers. I am going now to kill the headphones and let the panic ensue. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. How y'all doing tonight? I want to thank everybody who made it to the chat room last night. Had a nice invasion. Chris and the gang, Keely, and a few other nice folks came in, including Dandelion Fluff. Came in and survived the night with us. And tonight, who knows? And yet, the night is just started. Got a little program reminder for you. For those of you that get Fox Sports 2 on your cable or satellite or online service, don't forget tonight at 10 minutes after 5 a.m., set your VCRs. If you have Fox Sports 2, set your VCRs for 5 a.m. The big event in Australia, the grand final, sort of the Australian version of our Super Bowl, only better, will be done, and it'll be Melbourne taking on the Western Bulldogs. Before we go any further, I want to say, go Cats, go next year. It will be your year. You had a great, you had a great season in 2021. Can't wait to see you duplicate it next year. Anyway, to our friends in Australia, stay safe and be well. And don't forget, if you have a tablet or online, you can go to the AFL website, which I hold dramatically in my hand right here, and you'll be able to listen to the game on the various Australian radio stations that carry Australian Football League action. Why they don't carry the Women's League, I have no idea, but maybe that's for future negotiation. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we come here tonight in a bout of severe fun to tell you that we're ready to bring you sports. That's right. Our sporty balls are very much pumped and ready to bring you everything from tennis to golf to baseball. In fact, we're going to baseball right now. I'll give you all the scores we can from all the action that we got. And for that, we say to thee, all the scores are brought to you, presented to you even, by Caesar Sportsbook. Remember, we are Caesar. And with that said, leave us to begin. Major League Baseball scores. We, of course, start with the fun thing we like to call baseball and the games that are still going on as we speak. And after 11 innings, this one is a barn burner. It is Washington Nationals and the Cincinnati Reds 7-up. That's right, 7-7. Sixth inning, Mariners of Seattle lead the LA Angels by a score of 3-2. Also in the sixth inning, bottom of which the the Oakland Athletics lead the Houston Astros 3-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers lead the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-2. And early, how early? They just ended the 2nd inning. Braves lead the Padres 3-0. Do we have any final scores? Yes, we do. We're going to give them to you right now. As a matter of fact, by the way, chat room is open. So come on in. Well, sorry. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, let's lower it down. Thank you. St. Louis, I keep going a lot, don't I? I should stop doing I should go whoa. St. Louis Cardinals have beaten the Chicago Cubs 8-5, 8-10-0 for the Cards, 5-6-0 for the Cubs. Reyes gets the win for the Cardinals. He is 10-8. Steele gets a loss for the Cubbies. He's 3-4, and Gallegos gets his 13th save for the Cards. In the Battle of Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 8-6, 8-9-1 for the Phils, 6-8-0 for the Pirates. Neris gets the win. He's 4-6. Shreve gets the loss. He's 3-2, and Kennedy gets his 26th save. By the way, we're just 2 weeks away from the end of the season and the beginning of the playoffs. Texas Rangers over the Baltimore Warriors, 8-5, 8-13-0 for the Rangers, 5-9-0 for the Warriors. Spores gets the win for Rangers. He's 4-3. Green gets the loss for the Warriors. He's 1-3, and Barlow gets his 8th save for the Rangers. Chicago White Sox beat the Cleveland Indians 1-0, 1-4-1 for the White Sox, 0-6-1 for the Indians. Cease gets the win for the White Sox. He's 13-7. Stefan gets the loss for the Indians. He's 3-1. And Hendricks gets his 35th save. Kansas City Royals beat the Detroit Tigers 3-1, 3-5-0 for the Royals, 1-6-1 for Los Tigres. Tapia gets the win for the Royals. He's 4-0. Lang ends up with the short end of the stick at 0-3. And Barlow gets his 15th save of the season. Tampa Bay Rays blank the Miami Marlins by a score of 8-0. 8-11-0 for the Rays. 0-2-0 for the Marlins. Winning pitcher for the Rays was Yarborough at 9-6. And Cabrera gets a loss. He's 0-3. Yankees over their rivals, the Boston Red Sox, 8-3, 8-15-0 for the Yanks, 3-7-0 for the Boston Red Sox. Cold winner. He's 16-8 for the Yanks. Eovaldi gets the loss for the Red Sox. He's 10-9. In the first game between the Cardinals and the Cubs, Cardinals beat the Cubs 12-4, 12-16-0 for the Cards, 4-7-0 for the Cubs. Hudson the winner, he's 1-0. Davis the loser, he's 6-12. Milwaukee Brewers took down the New York Mets 5-1, 5-6-1 for the Brews, 1-4-0 for the Mets. Lauer gets the win, he's 7-5 for the Brews. Miguel gets the win for the loss for the Mets. He's 3-6. In the first game between the Padres and the Braves, yes, friends, they played two tonight. Padres beat the Braves 6-5, 6-6-0 for the Pods, 5-5-0 for the Braves. Hudson the winner, he's 5-2. Smith the loser, he's 3-7. And Melicon, gets his 38th save. Giants over the Rockies, 7-2, 7-11-0 for the Giants, 2-11-1 for the Rockies. Castro, the winner for the Giants, he's 1-0. Goodrow gets the loss for the Rockies, he's 1-1. Minnesota Twins deflate the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 3-1, 3-6-0 for the Twins, 1-4-0 for the Blue Jays. Ober got under and got the win. He's 3-3. Barrios gets the loss. He's 12-9, and Colomb gets his 16th save. That is your Major League Baseball report. We'll bring you the minor league in a few moments. Right now, let's get to our big moment in time, and no punishment. That's right. We go to the standings as we continue to playoff watch. So right now, let's do the playoff fandango and get ready for whatever action does take place. And in the American League East, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have clinched a playoff berth. And let's try that at one again, boys. Yes, let's try that at one again. Thank you. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they clinched a playoff berth. Yay. At 95-59. 7 games up on Boston at 88-66. 8 up on the Yankees at 87-67. 10 up on the Blue Jays at 85-69. Bing that bell number. And 46 games up on Baltimore, 89-105. The American League Central Division has now been settled, and settled quickly. The Chicago White Sox have earned a playoff berth at 87-67. Meanwhile, they are 11 and a half up on Cleveland at 75-78, which means they have been eliminated. They're 12 and a half up on Detroit, who has also been eliminated. 16 and a half up on Kansas City, also eliminated. And 18 up on Minnesota at 69 and 85. They too have been given the ziggy. Now, the Western Division of the National League, that is still up for play, as is, by the way, the Eastern Division. But the Western Division right now, they still got a little bit of play left. Houston's still on top at 91-62. 7 up on Seattle at 84-69. 9 up on the Oakland Athletics at 82-71. Get the Wawa out, because they are 18 up on the already eliminated Los Angeles Angels at 73-80. And yes, they are eliminated. And they're 35 and a half up on the Texas Rangers, also eliminated at 56-98. In the National League, we are almost certain of this, but stand by. The Atlanta Braves continue to be on top, but that King of the Hill is starting to tremble a little bit. They are 1 up. By the way, they are 80-72. They're 1 up on Philadelphia at 80-74. 7.5 up on the New York Mets, who have been eliminated at 73-80. They're 16.5 up on the Washington Nationals and the Miami Marlins. Both have been eliminated, and both have 64-89 win-loss records. The National League Central Division, somewhat still in play. Milwaukee, they have clinched a playoff spot. They're 7 with 92-62. They are 7 up on St. Louis at 85-69. 13.5 up on Cincinnati at 78-75. They're 25 up on the already eliminated Chicago Cubs at 67-87. And they are 34.5 up on the already eliminated Pittsburgh Pirates at 57-96. Let's go now to the East, where San Francisco has clinched a playoff. They have clinched. Yeah, they clinched a playoff berth. They haven't clinched the division title yet. but they have clinched a playoff berth at 154. They're 1.5 up on the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers, who have punched their ticket in with a wild card. 21.5 up on San Diego Padres at 78 and 75. By the way, Dodgers 98 and 55. They're 28.5 up on the Colorado Rockies at 71 and 82. And 50.5 up on the Arizona Diamondbacks at 49 and 104. And by the way, this means that, yes, friends, the Arizona Diamondbacks are your worst team in baseball this season. So now, where does this leave things as it concerns Major League Baseball, you may ask? Where does this leave the tightening of things? Well, right now in the American League East, Boston's tragic number will be 2, and the Yankees' tragic number is 1. The AL Central has already been decided, as we said. The AL West for Seattle, their tragic number is 3, and for Oakland, their tragic number is 1. In the National League East, Philadelphia's tragic number is 9, and the New York Mets' tragic number is 3. In the National League Central, St. Louis's tragic number is 2. And in the National League West, the LA Dodgers' tragic number is 8. So there you go. Right there. Now, who would get the second ticket to the wild card, you may ask? Well, the AL division leaders, Tampa Bay in the East, Houston in the West, and the White Sox in the Central. The wild card race is very close. Boston and the Yankees are 1-2, but Toronto and Seattle have a few words to say about that, although the chances for that are getting a little bit more slimmer. In the National League, the wild card teams, the Dodgers, they've gotten their ticket already, but right now the battle is between St. Louis in the second spot, Philadelphia, and Cincinnati. So we say good luck to all. And we go from the majors to the minors, and some divisions have already got their championship games complete, while others are still playing, like, for example, in AAA. Top of the 8th inning, El Paso leads Sugar Land 8-1. In the bottom of the 4th, Oklahoma City over Las Vegas 6-2. Final scores: Scranton Wilkes-Barre over Syracuse 5-3, 5-10-0 for Scranton WB, and 3-8-1 for the Qs. Wisniewski gets the win, he's 1-0. Yamamoto gets a loss, he's 0-2, and Gill gets his first save of the season. Buffalo beat Lehigh Valley 7-4, 7-8-1 for Buffalo, 4-8-1 for Lehigh Valley. Baker the win, he's 5-1. Ogle the loss, he's 3-5. Durham over Gwinnett 5-0, 5-8-1 for Durham, 0-2-2 for Gwinnett. Myers gets the win, he's 3-4. Muller the loss, he's 5-4. Rochester and Worcester. Rochester beat them 3-0, 3-4-1 for Rochester, 0-3-0 for Worcester. Bacchus with the win, he's 4-3. Winkowski gets lost, he's 0-1, and Bennell gets the fourth save. In the first game between the Qs and Scranton Wilkes-Barre, Syracuse beat Scranton Wilkes-Barre 7-3, 7-7-2 for the Qs, 3-4-1 for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Aller gets the big win. He's 4-1. Schmidt hurts, and Schmidt happens. He's 0-1. Louisville over Toledo, 8-4. 8-6-2 for Louisville, 4-5-1 for Toledo. Marriott stayed at a Holiday Inn Express and got the win. He's 6-4. Pinto exploded with the loss. He's now 10-3. Norfolk leads Charlotte 7-0. And wowzy woo woo. Let's see. Norfolk 7, Charlotte nothing. 7-8-0 for Norfolk, 0-5-1 for Charlotte. Bradish with the win for Norfolk. He's 5-5. McClure with the loss for Charlotte. He's 2-2. And Sedlock gets his first save. Indianapolis over Omaha by a score of 9-8, 9-13-0 for Indianapolis. 8-12-0 for Omaha. Marvel gets the win. He's 6-7. Kalish gets the loss. He's 3-6. Jacksonville over Memphis, 3-2. 3-5-0 for the Ville, 2-6-0 for Memphis. Mitchell with the win. He's 4-1. Walsh with a loss. He's 0-1. And Bellotti gets his 11th save. Nashville over Columbus, 6-4. 6-7-3 for the Ville, 4-6-0 for Columbus. Sadzek gets a win. He's 3-2. Karanchuk gets a loss. He's 1-1. And Lobstein gets his first save. Round Rock beats Tacoma 4-3, 4-8-0 for Round Rock, 3-10-1 for Tacoma. Ortiz gets the win. He's a 2-2. Weber gets a loss. He's 4-2, and Farmer gets his 8th save. St. Paul over Iowa 3-1, 3-5-0 for St. Paul, 1-8-0 for Iowa. Burrows with the win. He's 4-5. Bingini gets the loss. He's 3-5. Sacramento over Salt Lake 8-5, 8-11-1 for the Sac, 5-10-1 for Salt Lake. Albuquerque over Reno 7-5, 7-12. Oh, forgot the wins, loss, and save. Gudino gets the win. He's 4-1. Petrica gets the loss. He's 5-2, and Bracco gets his 8th save. Now let's do the Albuquerque game. Albuquerque and Reno. Albuquerque beats Reno 7-5, 7-12-0 for Albuquerque, 5-12-2 for Reno. Bird with the win. He's 5-1. Peacock with the loss. He's 1-1, and that's the AAA, folks. Let's see about Double Alpha. And in championship game number 3, Akron turned out the lights on Bowie 6-5, 6-12-1 for Akron, 5-7-2 for Bowie. Caruth gets the win. He's 1-0. Almingo gets the loss. He's 0-1. Mississippi over Montgomery. Oh, by the way, forgot to let you know, Akron leads the series or wins the series 3-0. In championship game number 3 for Mississippi and Montgomery, Mississippi beats Montgomery and has a 2-1 lead. 11-9 the final score. 11-13-2 for Mississippi. 9-11-2 for Montgomery. White the winner for Mississippi. He's 2-0. Mueller for Montgomery gets a loss at 0-1, and Kingham gets his 2nd win. And in championship game number 3, Northwest Arkansas swept the mighty Wichita 6-2, 6-8-0 for Northwest Arkansas, 2-7-2 for Wichita. Winner Watson 1-0, Schleifer 0-1 for the loss, and right now Northwest Arkansas holds a 3-0 lead over Wichita. So we go from AA to the high A. And in championship game number 3, that's still going on, top of the 8th, Cedar Rapids could possibly be going up 1 over the Quad. 8-4, the lead is Cedar Rapids leads Quad Cities 8-4. In the middle of the ninth, in championship game 4, Eugene is leading Spokane 5-0. It is Eugene with a 2-1 game lead. So here we go. Greensboro beat Bowling Green 4-2, 4-4-0 for Greensboro, 2-4-1 for Bowling Green. Greensboro and Bowling Green have tied the series at 1. And there you go. And wow. And wow, we're at midnight right now. So happy days and smiling fakaktas to you all. There we go. No, I still got more to do. We now go to low A, championship game number 3. San Jose leads Fresno 6-2 in the bottom of the 8th. In championship game number 3, Bradenton has beaten Tampa to take a 3-0 series lead. 11-3 the final score, 11-15-0 for Bradenton, 3-6-2 for Tampa. Down East beat Charleston 7-5, 7-10-0 for Down East, 5-10-1 for Charleston. Oh, by the way, the winning pitcher for Bradenton is Yin at 1-0. Rodriguez gets a loss. He's 0-1. Down East beat Charleston 7-5, 7-10-0 for Down East, 5-10-1 for Charleston. Charleston still leads 2 games to 1. And that, my friends, is that is it for Major and Minor League Baseball. Let's get you to the big old, let's go to our headlines. And the biggest headline has to be the Ryder Cup. Wrong button, boys. Well, wrong button for me. And the Ryder Cup had day 1. That's right. Ryder Cup leaderboard time. If we can get the okay. Let's see. Do we have the okay? Let's get to Ryder Cup land and give you right now the leaderboard after day 1. There's our results for day number 1. The United States dominates with the largest day 1 lead since 75 as the 43rd Ryder Cup kicked off Friday with a banner performance from the United States, picking up 3 points in both the morning and afternoon sessions. The Americans opened the biennial international event with a commanding 6-2 lead over Europe. The 4-point lead is the largest for the U.S. after the first day of action in 46 years, dating back to the 75 Ryder Cup. It's also largest after 2 sessions of the Ryder Cup since the 77 playing of the event. Now, as far as this year's event, pushed back 12 months amid the COVID pandemic, the U.S. is proving that it deserved to be heavy favorites. The details that we John Rahm and Sergio Garcia. The United States went on to sweep the final 3 points in the morning foursome session. In the afternoon, the Americans did not allow the Europeans capturing 2 points individually and splitting the other 2 4-ball matches for another point. The end result is the United States being nearly halfway home to a second straight Ryder Cup victory on home soil. The Americans need 14.5 points to hoist the trophy, and their roster is so stacked they may be able to achieve the remaining 8.5 points during Sunday singles alone. If the U.S. is even moderately successful Saturday when foursomes and four-ball repeats, there will be plenty of happy fans lining the holes at Whistling Straits in Wisconsin. Let's go for the Ryder Cup results. The foursomes morning. John Rahm, Sergio Garcia beat Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas. Meanwhile, Dustin Johnson and Colin Morikawa defeated Victor Hovland and Paul Casey. Daniel Berger and Brooks Koepka defeated Matt Fitzpatrick and Lee Westwood. And Alexander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay defeated Rory McIlroy and Ian Poulter. Europeans drew first blood in the first session Friday morning with Rahm, the world's number one ranked golfer, and Garcia, the veteran leader of the team, handling the emotional leaders for the U.S. in Spieth and Thomas. Rahm sank big putt after big putt to place the Euros to a 3-1 win, while Garcia, now tied with Nick Faldo for most match wins in Ryder Cup history at 23, drew on his experience and confidence in the format to help score the first point of the competition. Now it was all U.S. from there to finish out the morning. Johnson and Morikawa responded with a 3-2 win over Hovland and Casey, accounting for the first U.S. points of the competition. Schauffele and Cantlay then finished their rout of McIlroy and Poulter with a 3-2 win, while Koepka and Berger made it 3 straight points to close with a 2-1 win over Fitzpatrick and Westwood. Given youth on the U.S. side in the morning, it was a pleasant surprise. See some young guns in their debut do as well as they did. Now, the four-ball afternoon, it went 6-2 to the United States. The U.S. picked up the afternoon four-ball session where it left off the morning foursome, scoring the first 2 points as Finau and English won 4-3 over McIlroy and Lowry. And Johnson and Schauffele won 2-1 over Casey and Weisberger. Finau played brilliant golf to anchor the Americans in a match needed pitted against the European vet and McIlroy. Playing with English, a rookie, the duo took the early lead and never relinquished it. Fittingly, Finau delivered the dagger. Now, the final 2 groups to finish ended in ties with half points awarded to each team. First finish was the U.S. pairing of DeChambeau and Scheffler against the European duo of Rahm and Hatton. Scheffler birdied 15th to give the USA a 1-up lead, and after a back-and-forth round all day, they seemed to be in the driver's seat to score a point, but with the pressure on, Hatton drilled a booming drive at a close approach and sunk his birdie on 18 to have the hole and the match in one that got away from the Americans. Now, the opposite was true of the Thomas Cantlay group for the U.S. that closed the day against Fleetwood and Hovland. The Europeans were 3 up through 8 and seemingly were in position to hit cruise control before Thomas and Cantlay turned it on with birdies on 9 and 12. Plus a massive eagle on 16 to tie things up. They each scored a half point and tied the match. Saturday morning, the Ryder Cup will go back to foursomes matches to begin the day before again finishing with the 4-ball format. And holes won today, USA 40, Europe 27. So that is not a bad way to start up. Of course, tomorrow, more action. You can catch Ryder Cup on Golf Channel, NBC, and NBC streaming service, Peacock. So there you go, boss. Okay. Let's give you the foursomes for day 2. And here we go. At 8:05 a.m., Brooks Koepka and Daniel Berger for the U.S., John Rahm and Sergio Garcia for the U.S. Europe. 8:21, Dustin Johnson and Colin Morikawa take on Paul Casey and Tyrell Hatton for Team Europe. Jordan's at 8:37, Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas take on Bernard Weisberg and Victor Hovland. And at 8:53, it's Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay against Lee Westwood and Matt Fitzpatrick. Now, Session 1 starts at 8, which is foursomes. Session 2 starts at 1:10 with 4-ball. The 8 to 9 a.m. Will be seen on Golf Channel with 9 to 7 on NBC, as well as on Fubo TV. And, of course, streaming, I do believe, on Peacock. So there you go. That is golf right there in a nutshell. Okay, let's keep going with our headlines. We'll tell you that why don't we do that now before we go any further? We have about 3 segments remaining. Let's see what we have here, ladies and germs. Okay, is Rakita Law doing a stream tonight? Does not look like he is streaming tonight. Boo. Okay, so there is no stream for Rakita Law tonight, so I have a feeling he may be back tomorrow. But let's continue on with our details. Thank you. In college football, Oklahoma's massive recruiting push for the 2023 class continued on Friday with 5-star wide receiver. And there we go. Wide receiver Deandre Moore committing to the Sooners, live on CBS Sports HQ. Moore, who is in the class of 2023, chose the Sooners and Coach Lincoln Riley over a list of several top-tier programs, including Alabama, Florida State, Oregon, and USC. Yep, there you go. The 5'11", 190-pounder is ranked number 33 overall and third among wide receivers in the 2023 cycle. He transferred to Los Alamitos, California High School this offseason after his 2020 season at Desert Pines High School in Vegas was canceled due to COVID. Moore is listed as a wide receiver, but also starts at safety on the defensive side of the football. He is expected to stay as a wide receiver once he arrives in Norman. However, our friends at 24/7 Sports national recruiting analyst Greg Enns had a scouting report. He's a two-way player and a legitimate top 100 prospect. Nationally at receiver and safety, he has a solid frame, well-muscled, but isn't stiff, and is fluid in how he moves. At receiver, he has very good body control, strong hands, and is excellent in jump ball situations. As a safety, he's a smart, high IQ player with a lot of range. In other words, they got a winner there. Moore is the 7th player to commit to the Sooners in the class of 2023. That class ranked number 1 in the nation per 27 Sports recruiting rankings, as 3 other 5-star players verbally committed. Okay, in the world of tennis, well, didn't last long. Less than 2 weeks after becoming the first qualifier to win the U.S. Open, 18-year-old tennis phenom Emma Raducanu is letting go of the person who helped her claim the title. Raducanu is for his lack of WTA Tour experience. Wait until the season's end to pick a replacement. Richardson and Raducanu worked together for 2 years at the youth level and reunited on a short-term deal in July. Under Richardson, Raducanu developed into the WTA's 22nd ranked and Britain's first female Grand Slam winner since '77 as the first qualifier to ever win the U.S. Open. That rapid ascent apparently wasn't enough for Raducanu to keep Richardson. Raducanu reportedly doesn't have a replacement for Richardson in mind, but she's looking for someone with significant WTA Tour cachet and, of course, gravitas. But the former Davis Cup player, Richardson, doesn't quite have that, as he's competed in only 3 Grand Slam events, all Wimbledon, and advanced past the first round once. A common trope is, quote, you are who you surround yourself with, end quote. And the newly crowned U.S. Open champ Raducanu has taken those words to heart by looking for a fellow championship caliber player as her coach. Raducanu is yet to compete since her U.S. Open win, except for a friendly doubles match with the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, and doesn't have a timeline for a return yet. That timeline could reveal itself relatively soon. Now, except when it comes to letting go of the coach that helped her win. And she said, I will decide in the next few days where I'm going to go, but wherever I play next, I'm going to make sure I'm ready. I don't want to jump into things too early. Yeah, except when it comes to letting go of the coach that helped you win a Grand Slam title. Wow. And this is the same kid that is allowing her parents to take care of $2.5 million of prize money. I wish her well. Sorry. Don't need. There we go. Okay. Let's skip ahead and go to the week 3 injury report. And let's do it. The Atlanta Falcons, New York Giants, Falcons. Down, boys. Falcons, wide receiver Russell Cage has got an ankle injury. Cornerback A.J. Terrell, concussion. Wide receiver Frank Darby, calf injury. All are out for the Falcons. Giants, linebacker Cam Brown, hamstring is out. Tight end Evan Ingram with a calf. And wide receiver Kenny Golladay with a hip problem. Both are questionable. Arizona Cardinals, Jacksonville Jaguars. For the Cardinals, offensive line, Josh Miles, ankle. Brian Winters, personal. Both are out. Linebacker, Devin Kennard, hamstring. Cornerback, Marco Wilson, ankle. Offensive line, Kelvin Beachum, ribs. And wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, ribs. Cornerback, Brian Murphy, ankle, questionable. For the Jags, cornerback Trey Herndon, knee. Defensive line, Roy Robertson Harris, ankle. And cornerback C.J. Henderson, groin and illness are questionable. Chicago Bears, Cleveland Browns. The Bears have a have a mash unit of injuries. Quarterback Andy Dalton, knee, is out. Defensive back Tayshaun Gibson Sr., hamstring, doubtful. Linebacker Jeremiah Atochu, hamstring. Defensive line Akeem Hicks, illness or knee. Defensive line Eddie Goldman, knee. Wide receiver Daniel Mooney, groin. Wide receiver Marquise Goodwin, ankle. Defensive back Eddie Jackson, toe. And defensive lineman Bilal Nichols, his back, all questionable. Browns, offensive tackle Chris Hubbard, triceps. Linebacker Sion Takataki, hamstring, they're out. Center J.C. Treader, knee. Offensive tackle Jarek Wills, ankle, are questionable. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins, shoulder. Offensive guard Xavier Suafilo, knee. Cornerback Trey Waynes, hamstring, all are doubtful. For the Steelers, wide receiver Deontay Johnson, knee. Linebacker Alec Highsmith, groin. Defensive tackle Carlos Davis, knee. They're out. TJ Watt, linebacker, groin, questionable. Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. For the Colts, linebacker Jordan Glasgow, concussion. Offensive tackle Braden Smith, foot and or thumb. They're out. And quarterback Carson Wentz, ankles, questionable. For the Titans, cornerback Caleb Fairley, shoulder. Tight end Anthony Firkser, knee. Offensive linebacker Derek Robinson, knee. They're out. Offensive linebacker Bud Dupree, knee, is questionable. For Washington at Buffalo Bills, for Washington, defensive tackle Matt Lonadiz, knee, questionable. For the Bills, cornerback Dane Jackson, knee, and cornerback Levi Wallace, knee, are questionable. New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots. For the Saints, center and guard Eric McCoy, calf, is out. Patriots, offensive line Trent Brown, calf. Defensive back Adrian Phillips, non-injury related. Linebacker Josh Uke with a back problem is questionable. Baltimore Ravens at the Detroit Lions. It's like a medical unit. It's like a mesh unit. You know what I'm talking about. There's a lot. For the Ravens, tackle Ronnie Stanley, ankle. Defensive end Derek Wolfe, hip, back. They're out. Safety Deshaun Elliott, concussion. Cornerback Tavon Young, knee. Wide receiver Marquise Brown, ankle. Cornerback Jimmy Smith, ankle. Quarterback Lamar Jackson, illness. Linebacker Chris Board, other. Linebacker Pernell McPhee, shoulder. All questionable except for Stanley and Wolf, who are out. For the Lions, linebacker Jimmy Collins Sr., not injury related, he's out. Defensive end Michael Brockers, shoulder. Offensive linebacker Trey Flowers, shoulder, knee. Offensive linebacker Julian Okwara, neck. Offensive linebacker Romeo Okwara, shoulder. Running back Caleb Raymond. Wide receiver Caleb Raymond, thigh. Running back DeAndre Smith, groin. Defensive end Kevin Strong, concussion and thigh problems. All questionable. Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. For the Chargers, cornerback Chris Harris Jr., shoulder, out. Defensive line Justin Jones, calf, doubtful. Defensive end Joey Bosa, knee, questionable. For the Kansas City Chiefs, defensive end Frank Clark, hamstring, doubtful. Defensive tackle Chris Jones, wrist. Cornerback Charvarius Ward, quad, it's questionable. Jets at Broncos. For the Jets, running back Tevon Coleman, illness, non-COVID, is out. Wide receiver Jameson Crowder, groin, doubtful. Defensive line John Franklin Myers, calf, questionable. Broncos, nose tackle Mike Purcell, knee, guard. Did it again. Mike Purcell, knee, guard Graham Glasgow, illness, both questionable. For the Miami Dolphins at the Los Angeles Raiders, quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, ribs, out for the Dolphins. For the Raiders, guard Richie Incognito, calf. Safety Dallin Leavitt, concussion. Safety Roderick Teamer, ankle. They're out. Running back Josh Jacobs, ankle, very doubtful. Seattle Seahawks going up against the Minnesota Vikings. Seahawks tackle Brandon Shell, ankle. Right receiver D. Eskridge, concussion. Running back Rashad Penny, calf. They're out. Linebacker Benson Mayowa, neck, questionable. For the Vikings, linebacker Anthony Barr, knee. Tackle Christian Darrisaw, groin. Cornerback Harrison Hand, hamstring, out. Running back Dalvin Cook, ankle, questionable. Tampa Bay Bucks at the Los Angeles Rams. For the Buccaneers, wide receiver Jason Mickens, abdomen. Linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul, hand, shoulder. They're out. Rams. And Jacob Harris, hip, questionable. Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. Packers guard Elgton Jenkins, ankle, doubtful. Tight end Dominic Daphne, hip, questionable. 49ers, defensive line Kevin Givens, ankle. Wide receivers, running back Jamichael Hasty, ankle, out. Running back Elijah Mitchell, shoulder, doubtful. Defensive line Eric Armstead, abductor. Defensive tackle Javian Kinlaw, knee. Cornerback Emmanuel Mosley, knee. All questionable. And finally, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys have yet to report any injuries. So we shall wait on all of that. Wow, and woo. Ooh, we are right now at 25 minutes past the hour of the night of mid. And we are going now to, before we hit that, let's get you some media news. Right up the old Batteroo. We have reports that there's been a lot of discussion about where the NFL Sunday ticket package may land after the DirecTV deal expires at the end of next season. With Amazon and Disney both previously discussed as key suitors, a piece from Daniel Kaplan of The Athletic Thursday added another one to the mix, claiming sources say the NFL wants, or perhaps better termed hopes, Apple gets the out-of-market package, and absolutely there's some logic to that. In particular, Apple, unlike those other two companies, doesn't have an existing rights deal. If the league can bring yet another big company into the NFL partnership fold and do it without sacrificing a lot of money or terms relative to bids from companies they're already dealing with, that makes some sense for them, but Kaplan's piece doesn't going to win, and there's a lot of